The wind howled through the desolate city streets, its mournful cry barely audible over the sound of boots scraping against the cracked pavement. Far above, the starships of the Federated Council glided through the black void, their cold metallic surfaces reflecting the distant glow of dying suns. On the ground, beneath the shadow of looming skyscrapers that hadn't felt the warmth of sunlight in centuries, a hunter stalked her prey. But in this world of metal, where humans had long since colonized planets, there was no need for physical weapons. This hunt wasn't about survival. It was about something far darker, something deeper, and she was determined to catch him. It started as a routine assignment, a simple chase, but Mara found herself swept into a web of emotion and confusion. Her target, Zane Wilder, was a fugitive, a man wanted across the galaxy for his involvement in the sabotage of the Council's most advanced bioweapon, an act that nearly destroyed an entire fleet. She, a member of the elite tracker division, was trained to catch him. No hesitation, no emotion, just the cold precision of a hunter. Yet, when she saw him for the first time, the usual thrill of the chase dissolved into something else. She stood at the edge of a crumbling skyscraper, her pulse steady, her eyes fixed on the man below. Zane was a shadow in the neon-lit alleyway, walking with that same careless confidence that had earned him a reputation across the galaxy. The faint hum of his heartbeat reached her ears through her neural interface, guiding her every move. He didn't know she was here, not yet. She would make him realize it soon enough. The city had once been the jewel of a thriving planet, but after the war with the Zyrians, it had been abandoned, left to decay. Now it was nothing but a relic, its broken streets the playground of criminals and scavengers. Zane blended in perfectly with the ruin, just another rogue trying to survive. But Mara knew better. She had read the files, seen the footage, and studied every detail of him. Her fingers twitched as she activated her cloaking field, blending into the darkness like a phantom. She moved silently, her boots making no sound as she descended. The hunt was on. Zane reached a dead-end alley, and Mara closed in, ready to strike. But then, something unexpected happened. He paused, turned, and locked eyes with her. His gaze was intense, but not with fear. It was curiosity, almost as if he had been waiting for her all along. "You're not what I expected," he said, his voice smooth, almost mocking. "I thought they'd send someone more ruthless." Mara froze. The words cut through her like a blade. But it wasn't the insult that rattled her. It was the sudden, overwhelming wave of attraction that surged through her. Her heart raced, and she cursed the sudden heat spreading through her chest. This wasn't supposed to happen. She wasn't supposed to feel anything. But Zane, damn him, was staring at her with that knowing smirk on his face. He was dangerous. His presence was like a magnetic force, pulling at her with an intensity she couldn't fight. "Why are you running?" she asked, the words slipping out before she could stop them. She was supposed to be the one in control. She was the hunter, the predator, the one who tracked and trapped. But now, standing in the presence of this man, she felt something else. Something she couldn't name. He chuckled softly, shaking his head. "Isn't it obvious? Because you're not the only one hunting, Mara. There's something more at play here. Something bigger than either of us." His words held a truth that sent a chill down her spine. The hunt was never just about the mission, was it? The chase continued, but it was different now. Mara's every step was filled with hesitation, the lines between hunter and prey blurring more and more with each encounter. Zane's words echoed in her mind, and she found herself questioning everything she thought she knew. He was no mere fugitive. He was a man with secrets that called to her in a way she couldn't ignore. She found herself following him not just to catch him, but to understand him, to uncover the truth hidden behind his eyes. And the more she learned, the more she realized that Zane was right. There was something bigger at play. The sabotage he had orchestrated, it was just the tip of the iceberg. A far-reaching conspiracy was unfolding, one that would shake the very foundations of the Federation and everything Mara had ever believed in. She wasn't hunting him anymore. She was chasing the truth, And with each revelation, she found herself falling deeper into the abyss, both in the mission and in her growing feelings for the man who had once been her prey. The day came when Mara caught him, really caught him, not in the way she had planned. It was in the heart of the Council's abandoned command center, where the final pieces of the conspiracy lay waiting to be uncovered. She had tracked him here, but she wasn't the only one with plans. The Federated Council, desperate to cover up its involvement in the biological weapons scandal, had sent their own agents. Zane's sabotage had been a spark, but they had buried the truth so deep that even the best hunters couldn't find it. Mara and Zane found themselves cornered in the center of the wreckage, their backs to the wall, as the Council's agents closed in. The air crackled with tension, but Zane wasn't afraid. He was standing tall, defiant. "I told you, Mara," Zane said, his voice low but filled with a dark promise. "This was never about us. This is bigger than you and me." Mara felt the weight of his words, but her heart was no longer filled with anger. Instead, it was a strange mixture of longing and determination. She realized that, for all her training, she hadn't been prepared for the emotions that had taken hold of her. She didn't want to kill him. She didn't want to bring him in. She wanted to fight by his side. The fight was brutal, but Zane's agility and knowledge of the terrain gave him an edge. Together, they took down the Council's agents, their movements synchronized, each moment a testament to the trust they had unknowingly built. But when the last agent fell, Mara didn't feel the victory she expected. She felt something more, something she had been denying for too long. In the aftermath, as they stood in the ruins of the command center, the truth was laid bare. Zane had been fighting to expose the Federation's corruption all along. His sabotage was just the beginning of a larger plan to bring the truth to the galaxy. He had risked everything to stop the Council's agenda from destroying millions of innocent lives. Mara, still reeling from the battle, really looked at him for the first time. The hunter had become the hunted, and in this strange, twisted dance, she realized that she had been craving something else all along. Something she had never expected. Zane stepped closer, his eyes locking onto hers. "You're not my enemy, Mara. You never were." And in that moment, the tension between them snapped. She wasn't just a soldier anymore. She wasn't just a hunter. She was something more, something tied to him in a way she couldn't explain. As the stars outside the shattered window glittered in the darkness, Mara realized that the hunt was over. What she craved now was not justice or vengeance, but something deeper, something more dangerous, something she was willing to fight for. And with Zane by her side, the galaxy was about to change.